I don't know that Islam should fight him first. For Makhachev, he goes and beats Ilia Topuria, right? People will say he beat Volk, he beat Ilia Topuria, Charles Oliveira, Renato Moicano. Seems pretty good. That's 5 title fight wins. But in that, it would say, well, he's defended the belt 3 times against featherweights. Because at the end of the day, guys, it doesn't matter what you do or in high regard you hold someone. The fact that he was the champion in the lower weight class is what's going to be pointed to the moment Islam beats him.
Any of those guys, Arman, Charles, Justin, sure, they'd all be phenomenal fights. And they'd all have a realistic chance of potentially beating Ilia Topuria. Granted, Ilia is special. I'm not saying that he's not. But if he lost to them, there's a massive market opportunity lost there.
If Islam and Ilia fought for the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top.
Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev are 2 of the most dominant fighters in the UFC today, each building an impressive legacy. Topuria, an unbeaten sensation with unwavering self-belief, has rapidly climbed the ranks, while Makhachev, the reigning lightweight champion, has often been compared to the legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov. A potential showdown between them has been highly anticipated, with fans eager to see these elite warriors face off inside the octagon. However, for now, that fight is not in the UFC's immediate plans. The organization has chosen to focus on separate paths for both competitors rather than rushing into this blockbuster matchup. While this may be disappointing for fight fans, the delay could ultimately make their eventual clash even more monumental. So why has this highly anticipated bout been put on hold? And what does it mean for the future of the UFC? Let's dive into the details.
Here's what I would suggest, and I'm not a matchmaker. Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Yes. Book it. Gaethje versus Sarukian. Book it. Whoever wins fights Makhachev. That's it right there. That's it. Topuria gets the shot. Sarukian, Gaethje, winner gets the title fight. We're back in line at 155. Oliveira, go down to New Orleans. Fight Dustin Poirier. If you win again, you're next after that guy. There it is. That's it. Oliveira fits the bill. Oliveira is a former champion, a big name. He could be the type of guy Poirier would want to fight in his...
Let's start with the fundamentals. Ilia Topuria, the 27-year-old Georgian Spanish sensation, has taken the UFC by storm with a perfect 15-0 record. His rapid rise through the ranks has been fueled by elite striking, top-tier grappling, and an unshakable confidence that has made him a fan favorite. Following his dominant win over Alexander Volkanovski, many believed he was ready to take on the sport's biggest names, including the reigning lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. On the other side, Islam Makhachev, the Dagestani powerhouse mentored by the legendary Khabib Nurmagomedov, has built an extraordinary legacy with a near-flawless 25-1 record. His suffocating wrestling combined with ever-evolving striking has made him one of the most dominant champions in UFC history. With successful title defenses against Charles Oliveira and back-to-back victories over Alexander Volkanovski, Makhachev has been in search of new challenges. For a moment it seemed like Topuria could be that next major test. So why isn't this blockbuster fight happening? Let's break it all down.
Always tough to go against the Dagestani, especially when we're talking about, pound for pound, one or two best fighter in the world. So, but Ilia Topuria is something special. His boxing, his wrestling. I saw a stat last week. It was like, I don't think Ilia's thrown a single head kick or a body kick his entire UFC career.
After his impressive victory over Alexander Volkanovski, Ilia Topuria wasted no time making his intentions clear. In his post-fight interview, he boldly proclaimed, "I'm the best in the world, I'll fight anyone anywhere. Islam, if you want to prove you're the best, come to my division, or I'll come to yours." The arena erupted, and social media instantly buzzed with excitement as fans began envisioning a high-stakes showdown between these two elite fighters. However, the situation quickly became more complex. While Topuria was open to moving up to lightweight or even inviting Makhachev to featherweight, the UFC had other ideas. Dana White and the matchmakers were already mapping out different paths for both competitors, putting this dream fight on hold, at least for now. So what's next for Topuria? Let's dive into it.
Man, I would like Topuria to win. You know, he's obviously the featherweight going up. You know, and that's what my style is. Like, if I'm the champ, I would like to go up to and, you know, fight the lightweight guy. You know, but yeah, I would like I've got Topuria on that fight.
So you picked Topuria to win too.
Ilia Topuria's ascent in the UFC has been nothing short of spectacular, but the organization is known for carefully shaping its future stars. While a showdown with Islam Makhachev would undoubtedly be a massive event, the UFC seems to believe Topuria needs a few more marquee victories at featherweight before making the leap to another division. Beyond just the competitive aspect, business strategy plays a crucial role. Topuria is a rapidly rising star, and the UFC is keen on maximizing his marketability. Rushing him into a fight against Makhachev could be a high-risk move, especially if he suffers a loss. Additionally, the featherweight division is stacked with elite contenders including Max Holloway, Brian Ortega, and Yair Rodriguez, all vying for the title.
Realistically, there's a ton of options for Ilia Topuria, but the reality is Islam Makhachev has got to fight somebody soon, and so does Ilia Topuria. Justin Gaethje wants to fight for the belt, but Justin Gaethje really doesn't give a shit right now. I think Justin Gaethje is happy making the phenomenal amount of money that he is and just going out there and being able to be himself, walking into an octagon, living his own life, having no boss, no wife, no children, just training and fighting and living life to the absolute.
Now let's shift the focus to Islam Makhachev. As the reigning lightweight champion, he has been vocal about his ambitions to move up to welterweight in pursuit of double champ status. After cementing his dominance at 155 lbs, Makhachev has set his sights on a potential clash with Leon Edwards or whoever holds the welterweight title, making that his top priority over a bout with Ilia Topuria. Additionally, Makhachev has shut down any possibility of dropping to featherweight, citing the extreme difficulty of cutting to 145 lbs due to his size and frame. While he's open to fighting Topuria at lightweight, he has made it clear that he won't be the one making the move down. This creates a stalemate as Topuria is hesitant to jump to 155 without a guaranteed title shot. Another factor complicating this potential fight is the UFC's already packed schedule with several major matchups planned for the year.
We were talking about if Ilia goes in and knocks out Islam Makhachev, like how high do we put him on the GOAT list? Right? Like, to me, I'm like, John Jones is number one, no matter what. I don't think anybody could surpass John Jones for a long time. Obviously, it would take a ton. But everyone in my circle at least is like, man, if he goes and knocks out Islam after knocking out Holloway, after knocking out Volk, he's got to be up there, like top three.
With blockbuster fights like John Jones versus Stipe Miocic and the highly anticipated rematch between Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman already on the UFC's calendar, the promotion seems to be in no rush to book Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev. Instead, the organization may be waiting for the perfect moment to make it the marquee attraction of a future pay-per-view event. Timing is another key factor. Topuria just delivered a dominant performance and may want some time off before stepping back into the octagon. Meanwhile, Makhachev remains focused on his welterweight ambitions and might not be available for a fight until next year. Despite these obstacles, fans have been relentless in their push for this matchup. Social media is flooded with trending hashtags like Topuria Makhachev and Make It Happen.
Is special. I'm not saying that he's not. But if he lost to them, there's a massive market opportunity lost there because Ilia versus Islam, Ilia with the rise, Ilia still being in a lot of people's minds, the featherweight champion against the lightweight champion, there's something there. And yeah, if he loses to Gagey, but then 2-3 fights later gets a shot, it's not quite the same sell. The public wouldn't be quite as still invested. So I think they're going to give him the title fight. I think Islam's going to...
While a showdown between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev isn't happening just yet, that doesn't mean it's off the table forever. The right circumstances could eventually bring these two elite fighters together. And when that moment arrives, the entire MMA world will be watching. For now, though, the reality is clear: this fight isn't in the UFC's immediate plans. While that may be frustrating for fans, it's important to remember that the UFC operates with long-term strategy in mind. Factors like timing, marketing, and each fighter's career trajectory all influence when and how matchups are made. That said, MMA is one of the most unpredictable sports in the world. A single victory, an unexpected upset, or a shift in the rankings.
Ilia Topuria vacated his featherweight title, moved up to 55. So what do you think of him doing that, first of all? And second of all, if he were to get an immediate title shot, would you approve of that, or what do you make of the situation?
You know, you can't really disagree with it because he became champion, he defended his belt, and he's just like, hey, I'm too big. I don't want to make this weight cut anymore, so I want to fight 55. I wouldn't be against him fighting for 155, especially since the UFC said they're not going to allow Arman to have his fight again for the title.
Although the highly anticipated clash between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev isn't happening right now, that doesn't mean it won't in the future. The UFC has its own vision, focusing on solidifying Topuria's reign at featherweight, while Makhachev sets his sights on making history in the welterweight division. For now, fans will have to wait. But in a sport as unpredictable as MMA, circumstances can shift in an instant. A major victory, a shakeup in the rankings, or an unexpected change in the UFC's direction could accelerate the timeline for this fight. If both fighters continue their dominance,